What's up, guys? It's Crash, and today with Gray Zone Warfare, I have some good news and I have some bad news. And since you guys have already seen it, let's talk about the good news. Since we've been seeing everything about the game, from the lore to the traders to the gunplay and the ballistics and everything, everyone has gotten to the point, I think, where it's like, we need to see some gameplay, and to that, it looks like it's going to happen. So that's really good. What happened was really early this morning stateside, Mara, the creative director, posted a clip, a 30-second clip of a gameplay mission that they're going to release. And there's some context in there too that we can look into just a little bit. He talks about how it's taken them several times. Somebody keeps dying. Their experienced devs probably, I mean, since they're building the game, right? They're the most experienced Gray Zone Warfare players on the planet because no one else has it yet. And they said they've died several times. But what is more interesting is it sounds like the gameplay we're going to be getting is 23 minutes of unedited raw gameplay working on a mission, but it did take them several times. So that kind of alludes to the difficulty of the mission. Now, I want to apologize for the quality because Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I still call it Twitter all the time. Sue me. But the compression in there is really rough. But what I want to do is kind of break it down, look at it, and see what we can see within the game. And then we have a little bit of rough news to go along with it. So if we start playing it, one of the first things I noticed, and again, guys, don't worry too much about volume levels because Twitter compresses it a little bit. I run a compressor, like a normalized audio on my videos, so the volume might seem low or high or something like that. Try not to read too much into that because it's going to get compressed and normalized, and several times it's not going to feel like that in game. And again, with the video compression, it's really rough. I wondered what the HUD was going to look like. You know, we can see right now we don't have really much on the HUD other than a compass, which I really do like, because when everything's going on, when crap's hitting the fan, you're going to be able to say, hey, you know, I contact 300 degrees and your friends will know, kind of triangulate where you are and figure that out. The other thing you can barely see, man, I don't even know if it's coming across because it's against the white sky, is you can see up at the top avatar of your body, and it's crouched right now. One of the things I did pick up, a little bit of little tidbit I did pick up for you guys. Sorry, I can't talk this morning. I don't know why. I haven't had enough coffee. Is that whenever they were doing the water test with ricochets, it looked like the crouch level was adjustable. I did message and find out that that's actually a thing. So crouch level is definitely adjustable. We can see that in the gameplay. We can also see it here. Now, the person, I'm assuming it's Mara, took a hit right here. So this is what I was really wondering in combat. What is your feedback? Because they've made these really complicated and complex systems. How do we get that feedback? How do we know what's going on? So we can see in the top over here, it looks like potentially a headshot. I would say maybe like that would be like a concussion symptom. We can see a little bit of red on the screen, as well as I think some blurred edges, a little vignetting. We can see, if you guys can see right behind me, is some blurring on the street and blurring on the fringes of the screen. We can also see on the little avatar that the shoulders have turned red, indicating an upper body shot, potentially a headshot or ricochet. I can't make out what this is, but it looks like a pretty similar feedback system to Escape from Tarkov, where you kind of have little emblems that we'll have to learn to figure out what all that means. Again, the vegetation interaction with the firearms is super, super cool. The spatial audio, if you guys could hear it at the beginning, maybe go back and watch the first part of the video. The spatial audio is really well. I can hear an enemy talking just on the other side of this fence. I can also see my two other teammates and enemy fire. Like, I can spatially tell where that's at. So I really, really do like that. And I just heard the guy over to my right take a hit. So you can hear that too. But anyway, that's all we got for the gameplay so far. The only other thing that I noticed was the animation of the teammate running across the left of the screen, which of course is behind my face. So if I turn this off just a second, you guys see, I want to make sure you see this. The animation for the player running looks really smooth. I really like that. You can see him go across the left side of the screen. It looks really good. I don't really see any frame rate drops or anything like that, which is something that is a little bit worrying, especially in a pre-alpha build. The frames stay pretty smooth from what I can understand, at least staying above 60, which is what this video was posted in. So yeah, it looks like pretty soon we're going to be getting a full mission walkthrough, a 23-minute mission walkthrough of raw gameplay, which is definitely good news. Now, what about the bad news? So on X, formerly known as Twitter, of course, where the gameplay was posted, you guys can see it here. I had to scroll down quite a ways. I wanted to see what people were saying. So we scrolled down and I was just checking out what everyone was saying about it. Looks like everyone thinks it's really cool, looking good, looking good. I had to keep scoring. This information is buried in here, guys, but it confirms a delay from what we originally thought. So if you go clear down to more replies, someone asked, when is the footage being released? Mara said it's in the tweet. That's when the game is coming out. Someone else replied. And right here, he says, nope, the game is not, excuse me, I can't even say it. I'm so devastated. No, I'm just kidding. It says, nope, the game will not come this month. Not ready yet. So this is something that we all kind of expected, right? Like, we haven't seen gameplay yet. We haven't been told when early access is going live. We originally heard early on they wanted to do a Q1 release, and everyone just kind of felt, who's in the know, who's following it really closely, that there was going to be a delay. And as sad as that is, because we're all excited to get our hands on this game, it's kind of to be expected. And I think the general consensus is that it's better to release a game that's better later than release something's broken, because in this, first impressions are everything. And I would even contest, I would argue just a little bit, that Gray Zone Warfare's first impression is even more important than most, because whether we want it to be or not, it is pretty much positioned against Tarkov. Everyone's comparing it to that. When it launches, I'm a little bit concerned, because if you think about when Tarkov was in pre-alpha, it had factory. That's it. So I worry about when this launches, it's going to have one pretty big map. People are going to be like, well, there's not as much content here. There's not much content here. There's only one map. There's only 8 guns and stuff like that. And to see how far Tarkov has come in its 8 years, and this game has only been, development for a little over a couple years, it's going to get a little bit unfairly judged time-wise, in my opinion. But that's how games work today. That's out of everybody's control, and that's just how it is. So with all of that being said, with everything that Gray Zone Warfare, I think, is up against, I think a delay is the right move if it's not ready, because I think the first impression for this game is a really, really important one, because you have detractors saying this is another, what was that game the day before? This is another scam game. It's not really a game, but we have stuff coming out to where we're actually gonna be able to see it finally. We have all those detractors already. This thing has to launch, and it has to launch pretty well. In my opinion, I don't really think the devs, I don't think Mara, I don't think the team really hyped it up too much. I think the community hyped ourselves up too much, myself included. Definitely guilty of that, because I'm just excited for what this game has the potential to be. I'm sorry, it's what I do. Getting excited about games is pretty fun. So all that being said, the game is being delayed. It's kind of buried down deep within Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, but I wanted to tell you guys I'm a little bit bummed out about it. But to kind of hold us over, it looks like we're going to get 23 minutes of straight up gameplay. I will do my best to break it down on this channel. We can talk about it together down in the comments below. What do you guys think of everything going on? Thank you so much for watching the video. I'm sorry I just hit my microphone. It's really early in the morning. I'm going to go drink coffee, and I really hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.